Imagine you are playing a game with your friends. In this game, there are special rules and very special names that only certain players get to use. These names make everyone look at you and listen to what you say. Now imagine that you decide to leave the game. You move to a different house, you start playing different games, and you even start telling everyone the secrets of the friends you left behind. At first, your old friends are just sad, but then they get angry. They decide that if you don't want to play by the rules anymore, you shouldn't get to keep the special names. You shouldn't get to act like you are still part of the team when you are off doing your own thing. This is exactly what is happening right now in a place far away called England. It is not just a story in a book. It is real life, and it involves a real prince, a real duchess, and a giant palace that is shaking with big news. Something big is happening, and it is not a practice run. It is the real thing. People in London are talking, and the news is moving through the big stone walls of the palace like a loud crack of thunder. You know those people who make the laws in England. They are called Parliament. They are the ones who decide the rules for the whole country. Usually the royal family handles their own problems. But this time, the lawmakers are getting ready to do something that the king and queen haven't done yet. They are planning to take away the special royal titles from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. For a long time, Harry and Meghan have been making deals with movie companies like Netflix. They have been writing books that tell all the family secrets. They have been walking on red carpets and acting like they don't want to be royals anymore. Because of this, the people in charge in Britain have finally run out of patience. They aren't just whispering about it anymore. They are writing down real legal papers. This isn't just a rumor or something you read in a gossip magazine. This is the government taking action. If this plan works, Harry and Meghan could lose everything that makes them royal. They would lose their titles, their official jobs, and the very last string that connects them to the king's crown. So go get a snack and sit down, because this story is about more than just fancy names. It is about people getting even. It is about who has the most power, and it is about a future king who is tired of being nice. Let's look at where this big mess really started. Inside the old stone buildings in London where the laws are made, something very big is being planned. People who work there say that the lawmakers are tired of the Sussex circus. That is what they call all the drama surrounding Harry and Meghan. They have started writing a new law. Think of this new law like a giant reset button. With one simple move, this law could take away all the titles that are causing trouble. It wouldn't just be for Harry and Meghan. Could also take titles away from Prince Andrew and other royals who have gotten into trouble. This is a huge deal. Britain hasn't seen anything like this since 1936. That was a long time ago when a king decided to quit his job because he fell in love. But this time it isn't a love story. It is a story about respect. For many years, the royal family tried to stay quiet. They tried to be polite while Harry and Meghan moved away and made a lot of money using their royal names. But now the government has had enough. Their message is very simple. If you make fun of the royal family, you don't get to use their name to make money. Now this is where the story gets really interesting. While the newspapers are talking about the lawmakers, people inside the palace are saying something else. They think Prince William is the one really behind all of this. William is Harry's brother, and he will be the king one day. For many months, William has been quietly watching everything Harry does. He watched the big TV interviews where Harry told secrets. He watched the Netflix shows. He saw the headlines in the news every day that made their family look bad. Finally, the future king said what everyone else was thinking. Enough is enough. People who know William say he looks very calm on the outside, but inside he is very angry. William believes the royal family cannot move forward if Harry and Meghan still have their titles. He isn't the only one who feels this way. Other important people in the palace are standing behind him. They say they have to cut off the rot to save the roots. This means they think they have to get rid of the bad parts of the family so the rest of the family can stay strong. William isn't just reacting because he is mad. He is making a smart plan. He is tired of his father, King Charles, being too soft. William has been asking his father to be more strict for a long time. When the king didn't act, William started talking to the lawmakers instead. When William loses his patience, he doesn't just yell, he takes action. And this action might finally end the long story of Harry and Meghan for good. So how does a government take on a palace? They do it with a lot of paperwork. This isn't just talk. Lawyers are busy writing a special bill. They are calling it a one-bill solution. It is a law so powerful that it can strip away titles and change who is important in the royal family all at once. People in the government are calling it spring cleaning for the rules of the country. The plan is to fix every title problem that has been dragging on. They want to fix the problem with Prince Andrew, the problem with the York sisters, and the problem with Harry and Meghan using their titles to get rich. They want to handle all of it with one single stroke of a pen. This might sound crazy, but it has happened before. Way back in 1917, King George V made a rule about who gets to be called a prince or a princess. That rule is still used today. But now, the government wants to rewrite that rule for today's world. They want to say that you only get a title if you are actually doing work for the country, not if you're just making movie deals. Just think about that. The same rule that gave Harry's children, Archie and Lilibet, the right to be called prince and princess could now be changed to take those names away. Now we have to talk about the biggest person in the room, King Charles. While the government is getting its pens ready and William is being very firm, the king is having a hard time. People inside Buckingham Palace say Charles is stuck between two feelings. He is a father who still loves his son, but he is also a king who is embarrassed by what is happening to his country. His helpers have begged him to do something. They want him to make a choice before the government makes it for him. But the king is worried. He is afraid of what people might say, especially people in America. One person said the king is scared of news headlines saying he is being mean to Meghan. However, William is tired of being afraid. He doesn't want the crown to be weak. To William, being afraid to act is a weakness, and weakness is how big kingdoms fall. When the king hesitates, William steps up. People are whispering that William has been having secret meetings with members of the government. These are people who believe the royal family should stand for something important. Suddenly, the brother who will be king became the leader who is doing the hard work. He is doing what his father won't do to save the family. Inside the castle, there is no yelling or fighting. There is only a very cold silence. In the world of royals, silence is the biggest argument of all. Meanwhile, across the big ocean in California, Meghan Markle is reportedly very scared. Her whole business depends on one word, Duchess. Her podcasts, her movies, and her expensive contracts are all built around that royal name. If she loses that name, her whole business might fall apart. People in the government say that Meghan using her royal title to make money is a perfect example of what is wrong with the modern royal family. To her, the title isn't just a name, it's a brand, like a logo for a store. Some people say she even changed her last name on important papers to Duchess of Sussex to make her brand stronger. This made people in the palace and the government very unhappy. One person joked that she turned royalty into a retail store. William's team of lawyers is working very hard right now. They are talking to the government lawyers to make sure that if the new law passes, Meghan won't be allowed to use her title to sell things anymore. You can imagine how upset she is in her big house in Montecito. People say she has already called emergency meetings with her public relations team. She's trying to change her business plans so they don't rely so much on being a royal. It's not just about money, it's about who she is. For a long time, she told everyone she was the Duchess who walked away from the palace. But what happens if the palace is the one that finally walks away from her? Then there is Harry. He is the man who gave up his royal duties for a life in Hollywood. Now he's starting to realize that without his prince title, he is just another famous person trying to tell a story. People say he has been calling the palace over and over again to talk to his father. Some say he sounds very worried, and others say he is begging. He has told his friends that losing his title would ruin everything. It would ruin his speeches, his book deals, and his power. But William is not changing his mind. People close to William say he is ice cold about the whole thing. He believes Harry made a choice and now he has to live with the results. That one sentence tells you everything you need to know. To William, Harry isn't a brother anymore. He is a problem that needs to be fixed. To the people in charge of Britain, Harry is a sign of a system that lost its way. Behind closed doors, King Charles is very sad. He is a king who can't be a dad, and a dad who can't be a king. But people outside the palace don't feel sorry for them. In the government, they see Harry as a prince who used his special life to make money and made the crown look like a toy. This story isn't really about money or names. It's about who these people are. Harry and Meghan built their whole life around being royals who didn't like being royals. Now, the system they turned their backs on is turning its back on them. The drama is getting very personal now because it isn't just about the parents. It is about their children, too. Archie and Lilibet are very young. They have spent almost their whole lives in the sunny state of California instead of the rainy country of England. Now they are in the middle of this big legal fight. Meghan says that their royal titles are a special right they were born with. She believes her children deserve to be a prince and a princess, but the government doesn't agree. Lawmakers are looking at the old rules from 1917 again. They are saying that being a royal should only be for people who live and work in the United Kingdom. One person said it very meanly, "No crown for California kids." That sentence made a lot of people on the internet start talking. If this law passes, Archie and Lilibet would be the first royal children in modern times to have their titles taken away. For Meghan, this is very emotional. Her whole image is being a mother to a prince and a princess. Without those names, she is just Meghan, a mom of two living in California. People say she is in a panic again. She called the plan an attack on her kids, but the government isn't stopping. They say it isn't a punishment, it is just a new rule. Then imagine the night that nobody expected. London is quiet, cold, and dark. At midnight, when most people are sleeping, the official royal website changes. Two names simply disappear. There is no big announcement on the news. There is no special ceremony. There is no warning. The names are just gone. The titles Duke and Duchess of Sussex are deleted from the site. The government's plan passed and the palace didn't stop it. For Harry and Meghan, this is the end of their royal story. Their titles are gone, their brand is weak, and their fairy tale is over. For King Charles, it is a sad but necessary change. His time as king can finally move forward, even though it hurts him as a father. And for Prince William, it is a win. He isn't bragging about it, but it is a big deal. He did what people said was impossible. He saved the royal family from its own problems. As the sun comes up over the big government buildings in London, one question remains. If the government and the future king can change the rules once, what else might they change next? The game has changed forever, and the old names are nothing but history now.